Hello students, today I'm going to discuss about the data warehouse. As we know, data warehouse collect all the information from the different databases of different organizations. But why we use data warehouse? The answer is to collect the information which control or operated by OLTP. So the next question is what is OLTP? जैसा कि हम जानते हैं, in our today's life, OLTP system have become popular because of their versatility. It is very useful for the financial transaction to daily log operation. And due to this, it is used by different multinational companies and organizations to record the transaction. हर कंपनीज अपने ट्रांजेक्शन डिटेल्स को ऑपरेट करने के लिए OLTP का यूज करते हैं. And as per the present scenario, organization and their branches operate in many locations. I mean, an organization has different number of branches which operate and generate the massive amount of data. Suppose we take an example of pizza store. The management of pizza store needs to know the total sale for that day or other details like number of pizzas and type of pizzas sold. In that case, that company rely on OLTP system to get data from the multiple stores or the multiple branches spanning in the world. On OLTP system, query generally run on index database. हम हमेशा इसमें index database का use करते हैं, which make the searching fast and efficient. But due to the huge data from different system, I mean the different system from the different branches leads a different number of technical errors. And because of this, OLTP fail very badly. To overcome the limitation of OLTP, some solutions were proposed. Like the first one is on-demand query. On-demand query is also defined as a ledger, where management queries are run on OLTP system in real time. It means that as soon as data is received, the queries are run, giving the management. The advantage of on-demand query is up-to-date information, but due to the complex nature of query, on-demand query approach loads OLTP system heavily. इसकी वजह से OLTP का ट्रांजेक्शन बहुत हाई हो जाता है. It is completely unacceptable in real life scenario. And after this, the next solution is eager approach. It's another way to deal with OLTP system, where all management queries are collected on regular basis. Okay. मैनेजमेंट क्वेरी जितने भी क्वेरीज होते हैं आपके कंपनीज के सिस्टम के वो एक रेगुलर बेसिस पे कलेक्ट होते हैं. एंड ड्यूरिंग नॉन पीक आवर्स, ऑब्वियसली ऑल कंपनीज हैज अ नॉन पीक आवर्स, तो ऑल जो भी कंपनी का नॉन पीक आवर्स है उसमें वो क्वेरीज को कलेक्ट किया जाता है. एंड these queries are run on the OLTP system. The result of these queries are stored separately. Okay, ये कभी भी combined way में stored नहीं होते. And whenever a request from management is found, the saved query result are provided. So it depends on the regular basis. I mean, it means the main limitation of eager approach is it does not provide the updated information. मतलब इसमें updated information होते ही नहीं थे, because आप जो भी queries पहले से cover करके रखते थे उसी पे आप जो भी आप डेटा पहले से कवर करके रखते थे उसी पे आप अपने क्वेरीज को परफॉर्म करते थे. तो अपडेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होने की वजह से ये रियल टाइम डेटा के लिए वर्क नहीं कर पाता था. ये हमेशा eager approach always work with the previous data. So the third solution which provided for the OLTP system is operational data store. That जो तीसरा था वो था ODS. ODS is it lead to the development of the different data from the different sectors. ये एक ऐसा फॉर्मेट था जिसने यूनिफाइड डेटाबेस को यूज किया. एंड The ODS provide the unified database that has been developed specifically to handle the management queries. I mean, separately, it apply the databases for the management queries and which work for to resolve the issues or the queries from the companies. ODS is better than other two options, and it's a subject-oriented, integrated current value. It is the feature of the ODS is subject-oriented, integrated, current valued, volatile, and detailed. So, subject-oriented means it focused on the major data entity or some particular subject, like suppose we take an example of a student, or for example, in a university, the subject data is it could be student, teacher, various courses. Okay, so ODS always focus on some particular subject first. Uh, ODS is integrated also. I mean, it combine different data from the multiple systems. That's why the feature of ODS is integration also. The next one is current value. Okay, ODS always up to date and it does not consist any obsolete data. It always work with the current value due to its information nature. It always consists the updated information. That's why, as per the current, it is also it has a current valued feature. Okay, the next one is volatile. The new information will be replaced with the previous one. ये हमेशा ओल्डर इन्फॉर्मेशन को न्यू इन्फॉर्मेशन से रिप्लेस कर लेता था. So we cannot hold all the data together. So this is volatile also. The last one is detailed. ODS consist, detailed information. It is also considered as a, small data warehouse where it is still capable to highlight important information of the organization. ये OLTP के अलग अलग सोर्सेस से इन द डेटा कलेक्ट करता था. I mean, in the first step of ODS, it just opt the data from the different sources. जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन ODS कलेक्ट करते थे, that crossed or that controlled by 3 different stage, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, so what extraction is? Well, extraction is the first step which actually extract the data, from the different sources. We can say the source system allow us to access the data when we talk about the extraction. It also has 3 approaches. For extracting the data, we have 3 approaches. The first one is update notification. In this approach, whenever the data is changed or altered in the source system will notify about the changes to the user. अगर कोई भी changes होते थे तो उसका एक notification users के पास चला आता था. This is a very easiest way to extract the data. The next one, the next approach is incremental extract. Okay. In this approach, many systems are incapable of providing the notification, but they are efficient to track down the changes. I mean, वो information को notify नहीं कर पाते थे, but they can track them easily. The third approach is full extract. Well, it is used when the system, when the incremental extract and the update notification are failed. When the system is neither able to notify or nor able to track the changes, the whole data is extracted and an old copy of data is maintained. So to identify what has been changed, we can check that particular, maintained old copy of data. After extracting the data, it is cleaned to ensure the quality. I mean, it must be filtered by after the extraction, or we can say at the time of extraction, it should be filtered also. Cleaning always performed by the, different cleaning always perform in different format. Like we need to be use the data validation. Like if you want to ensure about the phone number, you have to be apply the data validation. Or if you want to apply the email, if you want to extract the email, you have to be again apply the data validation. So to extract the data, we need to be, apply some different rules to check that data quality is good or not. The next one is transforming. After the extraction, the next step is to transform. A set of rules are applied all over the data in order to transform it from source format to target format. The data को source से target में convert करना है तो rule apply करना भी उतना ही necessary होता था. यहाँ ये रूल डिपेंड करता था कि आपके डेटा वेयर हाउस का फिल्ट्रेशन क्या और विच टाइप ऑफ डेटा यू वांट टू स्टोर इन द डेटा वेयर हाउस. Some rules are aggregation, joining, calculation. These are some examples of the rule which actually helpful to transforming steps. The last one is the which is also defined as the final step is loading. It ensures that process data is loaded correctly into the another database. All the index and constraint, I mean, whatever you add in a form of constant in your database or in a form of index in your database, you all have to disable. I mean, all the constants should be disabled, all the index should be disable at the time of loading. Once it loaded successfully, you can put them in a place. I mean, you can apply these rules again, but data is always loaded in a proper format. So these are 3 steps which actually able to store the data in data warehouse from the different databases. Once all these 3 steps are performed successfully, ODS again check the next step to check the anomalies. It means you have to be test your data and remove the anomalies from the data. The last one is if your data are from different sources like web applications and other sources. So in the third step of ODS, ODS can further be extended with ETL to build a large data warehouse and data mart using these applications. I mean, you can add these all sources of data in your data warehouse and data mart using these all 3 features like extraction, transformation, and loading. These are some advantages of ODS over the data warehouse, or we can say actually ODS operate the data collected from the OLTP. It's like a bridge between the data warehouse and the OLTP system. ODS can extend further to build the data warehouse to store the historical information, but the data warehouse considered as a long-term memory and store the historical information of the organization also. ODS, we can say ODS is a small format of the data warehouse. Implementation of data warehouse is always like an extension of the ODS. ODS is more effective because we can use always provide the holistic view, or we can say we can collect small information or some particular information by the ODS, and different number of ODS can lead the use of data warehouse also. So now we are in data warehouse. So what is data warehouse? It is a relational database management system constructed to meet the requirement of the transaction processing system. What does it mean? Okay, data warehouse, as we know, it considers the historical data and consider a long-term memory. Let's take an example of the university management system. कोई स्टूडेंट अगर किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में एडमिशन लेता है, his or her data will be retained in the main data store all database operations such as insert, update, delete will be performed on it. Okay, उस पे सारे operations DML perform किया जाता है. When you perform the database, I mean daily queries, manipulation queries performed in the database is defined as OLTP. हम लोग क्या कहेंगे OLTP. जैसे कि if you want to update some data of the student in the database, the content the format is defined as OLTP. But once a student has left, suppose उसने अपनी study complete कर ली, and he has left, then his database is usually removed from OLTP. Okay, उसके database को क्या किया जाता है, OLTP पर से हटा दिया जाता है, because OLTP is meant to perform day-to-day operation. Okay, but the management may be interested in retaining the data of old students. Possibilities have. It can be used for later queries as well as for the analysis purpose also. Because all historical data can be vital for an organization for subsequent data analysis. And that type of historical records can be moved to a separate data, which is defined as a data warehouse. If you want to collect the data from the historical database, you can collect from that area. Always remember one thing: historical data is not to be tampered. I mean, no insertion, updation, and deletion are to be made with that data. It is used only for the retrieval, such like verification and for data analysis as well. Data warehouse typically apply for OLAP instead of the OLTP. I hope now you understand the difference of the OLAP and the OLTP. Analysis मतलब where you can collect the historical data, and transaction जहाँ पे आपको updated data की ज़रूरत हमेशा पड़ती रहती है. Okay, so subject orientation, integration, time variant, and non-volatile are some features of data warehouse. Subject oriented, I mean, we all know about the subject oriented. We have discussed about it in ODS, as well as integration also. Time variant. Data warehouse persists the historical data, as we know. Data is not always up to date in data warehouse, and it consists the historical data based on some particular time interval, like quarterly, yearly. So basically, it depends on the different variation of time. The next one is non-volatile. Data warehouse is completely in non-volatile in nature. This data is not updated in real time, but it is refreshed on a regular basis. Hence, the new data will be added with the previous one. It will not be replaced. It always updated. The database continuously add the new data with the old one in the data warehouse. That's why it is defined as a non-volatile in nature. So this is all about the introduction part of the data warehouse. In the next video, I will discuss about the data warehouse architecture. Thank you for listening.